On your somatic healing and nervous system regulation recovery journey from conditions like chronic pain, anxiety, panic, arrhythmia, POTS, fibromyalgia, or trauma, you might feel like you have to micromanage your recovery. But I'm here today to talk about why it's not that helpful to do so. And I'll tell you a little bit at the end of the video of how I tried to do it in the medical system, which we know medicalization, sometimes you got to micromanage that a little bit, but I'm going to explain to you why it's not very helpful to do it when you're working in the mind-body world. So let me introduce myself. I'm Healing Wolf, a professional chronic pain, anxiety, panic, trauma, neuroplastic sensation recovery coach. Here to sail with you across the ocean of recovery, to move through the storms with you, and to get you into the smooth sailing on the other side, where you can reclaim your life, you can balance your nervous system, and have a transformed mind that serves you for the rest of your life, and believe it or not, even beyond. So, as I work with clients and I'm approached by people who want to work with me, there's kind of a red flag that goes up sometimes for me as a coach when I have someone come to me and they've been traumatized by other coaches. And they've been so traumatized by the other coaches that they feel like they need to tell me that I can't go where the other coaches went, even though I have the skill to go there. The other coaches didn't. And things got a little weird, uncomfortable, traumatic. So they feel like they need to micromanage. They need to take me. I have the skills. I know what I'm doing. I can go into unconscious mind and make specific and beneficial shifts. But maybe they work with someone who hadn't studied their modality for a while, or hadn't spent 3 or 4 years in the worst of hell of chronic pain, learning on the battlefield, if you will. I shouldn't say battlefield because it really isn't a battle, it's more of a dance, but learning in the pits of hell how to dance with the flames. It's a better way to put it. So when I see that, I think, okay, this is the first thing that needs to be overcome for this particular person. And a lot of times, sadly, I don't end up working with those people because they're so afraid. They're so afraid of being re-traumatized by a traditional therapist, or someone who doesn't have a firm grasp of the modality they're using, or someone who's an out-and-out hack or a con man who's out there just to get on a call and tell them they're going to get better without giving them any specific interventions, without really going deep at all. And so we live in this age of Instagram with all these professional influencers who, some of them, maybe they spend a little while doing something and they haven't even encountered the roughest parts of it. They had headaches for a few weeks or some back pain for a year, and suddenly they're a neuroplastic recovery coach. Well, I'm here to say that the best coaches have been through hell, and then they've also been through training, and they practiced and practiced and improved and improved and improved. But micromanaging, if you find yourself micromanaging, realize that that's a stress response. It's a trauma response. It's another way of unconscious trying to protect you. And my advice, which I'll give you in a minute, is to let go of all that. And I'll tell you a better way forward. But first, I'd love it if you subscribe to this channel to help me on my mission to get this great news to people that they don't have to suffer forever, that there is a way out, and there are plenty of exciting modalities and interesting practices that can get you better. So when you subscribe, give me a thumbs up and ring the bell. It helps these videos reach more people, and these people really need to be reached because some of them are considering doing dangerous spinal surgeries, are getting pain pumps put in, or are at a risk of overdosing on opioids because they don't know that there's another way. And by subscribing, you can help them find this other way that got me out and so many people I know out. And I'm here to say that it works. And I'm here to give you tips and tricks along the way, and even to coach you one-on-one when you're ready. So instead of micromanaging your recovery, where you're saying to a coach, either myself or someone else, or you're even saying to yourself, I need to avoid this and avoid that and avoid this, and tell my coach I can't talk about this thing in my past, or tell my coach I don't want him to video record me because I'm feeling shame, or tell my coach we can't do this, we can't do that, I can't. I would say that the things that you think that you can't do are the very doorways to recovery, to transformation. So for example, for me, I try to micromanage my physician. I had a number of physicians who would say negative things, give me nocebos, even diagnoses that were traumatizing to me in a way, like, oh, you got CRPS, or you might have this, you might have that. These diagnoses, they dish them out. They hand them out like candy at an arcade or candy at Halloween. And so I wrote a letter to this one physician. I told him, hey man, do not tell me anything that's gonna make me feel like I can't recover. I said, I'm recovering, with or without your help. If you have a helpful thing to say, then say it. But if not, keep your mouth closed. And he read it. He said, okay, yeah, I get it. Makes sense. You know a lot about this. You know more than I do. I'm here. I have medications. That's pretty much what I got. So if the medications can help, well, good. If not, then keep doing what you're doing. So I try to micromanage. I didn't really need to, because he was the thoughtful person. He was a good physician. Didn't have the depth that I needed in the neuroplastic recovery world, but had enough compassion to know his own limitations and didn't want to traumatize or re-traumatize or whatever. But instead of trying to micromanage your own recovery by avoidance, or trying to get your practitioners to avoid certain things, you should get them to try to help you embrace those things. So for example, if you're afraid of your pain and you don't want to look at that fear from a perspective of it's just a judgment, and you want to steer around that, and you want to talk about something else, you may be wasting your time. It's better to let the practitioner say, okay, let's look at where you've been getting stuck, and let me guide this powerful elephant of your unconscious mind. Let me take the reins, and you can enjoy the ride. You can feel the breeze on your face, and you can enjoy the scent of the wild jasmine as we're moving through the jungle together. It's a much better perspective. And if you're running your own recovery, then the same applies. If there are movements you've been afraid of, or foods you've been afraid of, or activities you've been afraid of, that's the goal. I mean, that's the gold and the goal. And that's where you're going to make the biggest gains by instead of micromanaging, by avoiding, you're opening the door. Instead of micromanaging, you're macro embracing. You're throwing your fears to the wayside and say, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to move into these areas that have been frankly terrifying to me because of the response my nervous system has given me. And how am I going to do that? With confidence, with curiosity, and with calm, knowing that I'm okay, and I'm going to make it through. And I'm going to get better and better and better. So, no more micromanaging, folks. There are some crappy practitioners. If you go through trauma with them, find a practitioner who can help you clear that up, move through it, go into those places you want to avoid, clear those up, and pretty soon your mind will embrace all these scenarios, all these movements, all these foods, all these situations, whatever it is you're dealing with. And then when that fear drops away, that's when you really recover and get better and better and better. So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, head to healingwolfcoaching.com and book a free consult call We will strategize your recovery and get you better, get you on my calendar, get you better. Usually it's within 3 sessions. I like to get it done quick. I use modalities that are very effective, and then I'll send you on your way with a lot of momentum so you can continue back into a full and vibrant life. I do this because I know how it is to be deep in despair and suffering, and I know how liberating and amazing it is to come out of it and get back to doing amazing, fun stuff that you want to do in life. Jumping in the ocean, flying on airplanes, going out and exploring nature. It's awesome. So check out these videos here, and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe here. I'll see you in the next video. Keep going. I know you can do this.